Hello, this is Better from Elliott Wave. How's it going? Here's a new video on the S&P. As always, today we're going to look at the S&P, see what's happening and what could be happening using Elliott Wave theory. So first of all, I gotta say, forgive me if my voice sounds a bit cracked. I'm not feeling great. I have a bit of a cold, so that's why I haven't posted a lot recently. I just needed to be able to talk and not being coughing within 10 seconds. So with that being said, that little disclaimer. So let's see what's happening, what could be happening as always. So again, I'm going to stick to the possibility that we have a 5 waves completed into whatever happened after the cover lows. Now, on a high degree, that can be wave 1, and now we could be making some kind of wave 2. Or that could be perhaps a wave 5 top of some degree, meaning that we could be moving much lower. Now, in my preferred S&P count, that's a wave 1. But obviously, with longer term counts, obviously it's much harder. What is pretty interesting though, and I think it's what should drive the most attention into this S&P count, is that the move of the top looks to be corrective, meaning that it cannot be counted as a 5-wave move. Because I've said this previously, so let me just hide the correction. So let's say we want to count this as some kind of leading diagonal, okay? Because wave 1 and 4 are overlapping. In a contracting diagonal, each and every wave must be shorter than the one before. And here, as you can see, wave 3 will be longer than wave 1, which is wave count invalidation for the rules concerning a diagonal in Elliott Wave terms. So that's not possible. In addition to that, let's say you have wave 1 here, then a very ugly 2, 3, 4. You would say, okay, wave 4 doesn't overlap with wave 1. I agree on that. But what does not make sense is how this potential wave 1 would only have 3 waves and not 5. And 3 waves the trend don't make. Therefore, it cannot be a wave 1. So right there, I kind of erased all the possibilities of that being some kind of impulse wave. Now let's get back to candles, because I believe you guys prefer them. So my best scenario if we are into some kind of wave 1 and 2 is a triple combo. So 3 waves down into wave W, 3 waves up into wave X, 3 waves down into wave Y, 3 waves up into wave X again, 3 waves down into wave C. Now, this move up has been called, especially on the Nasdaq, on the Discord with members. I've said it many times. Now, what is interesting, in my opinion at least, is what's happening right now. Because we can count 5 waves down, sharp move in wave B, and now we could even count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So could wave C be completed? That's a very good question. To answer that, I wanted to take just a minute to show you. So let me go on the CFD, because there we have volume. We don't have volume, unfortunately, on the cash market for some reason. So indicators, fixed profile volume. If you look at volume on the S&P throughout its entire move up, the cover lows, we see how we've already met the point of control, and the next one, which is very similar actually in terms of volume, is down here. So what does that mean? There's evidence in support of the fact that we could have the overall correction completed. I wouldn't just go and go long on this market, because that would be quite the other thing that I wouldn't do, because we've been moving lower for so long that it's better to wait. If we look at RSI, so some momentum indicators, yes, we are on oversold. We haven't been this oversold since the first shakeout. which makes sense because, as we know, in the Elliott Wave theory, the first move down is usually the most aggressive one, and that reflects as wave A of some kind. So that was wave A of the initial move of potential W. So perfect sense in Elliott Wave terms. So now I would first like to see some kind of divergence on this kind of time frames on the daily. Yeah, sorry if my voice keeps cracking, but not much I can do, unfortunately. Anyways, let's get back to the count. That's a possibility. One other possibility I was exploring, or rather say questioning myself, is what if wave 5 is down into wave A, 3 up in wave B, 5 down into wave C, to then complete high degree wave C. So in that way we could have room for the downside to get back at what happened during the elections, the US presidentials, and then at that point perhaps move higher. I think it makes sense. By looking at the Nasdaq, this makes more sense to me because just briefly on the Nasdaq, I see the possibility of, and obviously it's not loading. Nice. Okay, there we go. I see the possibility of the same thing basically, either an A, B, C, or else same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for A. I'll just up in B, down in C, and that would take us much lower. But yeah, on the Nasdaq we have a slightly different count in terms of degree count. Anyways, let's get back to us S&P. That's pretty much what I see potentially happening. Obviously, it doesn't take much to understand this highlighted area is and could and most likely will, if we get there, be some zone of support. And yeah, that just, I think it's a fact. Yeah, as I said, momentum indicators. Yes, we are in the oversold, but not quite. I don't think it's. I think we can get a little bounce, a brief one, but then eventually we will resume lower until something else starts happening. So that was about it for me today. Please remember to tune in for Friday's live session at the bell opening. So it's gonna be 9:30 EST, and be there. I'll end the link in the description of this video. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on the next update. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.